The great hall of the Galactic Academy was quiet except for the soft hum of floating chairs. Professor Haynewell walked into the room, her blue skin glowing softly in the artificial light. She looked at her students, 30 young aliens from different worlds who were all eager to learn about the history of space. Today, she said in a clear voice, "We will start a new project about one of the most interesting mysteries in our galaxy." She touched her desk screen, and a large image appeared in the air. It showed a planet with blue oceans and green land, Earth. Many students sat up straighter in their seats. Earth was famous, but not many people knew much about it. The humans who lived there were not allowed to join in any space wars. This rule had existed for 200 years. Jaiho, a young student with silver skin that sparkled like stars, raised all 4 of their hands. "Professor, why did we ban humans? Were they too weak to fight?" The professor smiled. "That's what you're going to find out. Your project is to research why humans are not allowed to fight in galactic wars." Yanwu, who looked like a walking crystal, made a soft chiming sound. "But Professor Haynewell, everyone knows humans are primitive. Their ships are slow, and their weapons are simple. Are you sure about that?" the professor asked. Her smile grew bigger. "Did you know that humans only fought in one space battle before the ban? And in that one battle, they won against 3 enemy fleets at the same time." The room grew very quiet. Even the floating chairs stopped humming for a moment. Jaiho couldn't believe it. How could primitive humans defeat 3 fleets? They had to know more. They looked at their friends, Yanwu the crystal being, and Tae-Rin who was made of purple gas. Both seemed just as surprised. "You will work in groups," Professor Haynewell continued. "You have access to the old records room. But be careful. Some of what you find might surprise you." After class, Jaiho, Yanwu, and Tae-Rin met in the library. They sat at a round table near a window that showed the purple sky outside. "I want to know everything," Jaiho said, their silver skin glowing with excitement. "Why would the galaxy ban humans if they were so good at fighting?" Tae-Rin's gas form swirled thoughtfully. "Maybe they were too good. Maybe they did something scary." Yanwu made another chiming sound. "The records room opens tomorrow. We should look for information about that one battle the professor mentioned." Jaiho nodded all 3 of their heads. Yes, something happened in that battle. Something big enough to make the whole galaxy agree to keep humans out of wars. As they looked out at the stars, Jaiho felt that they were about to discover something important, something that would change how they saw humans forever. They didn't know it yet, but this simple school project would reveal one of the biggest secrets in the galaxy. The next day couldn't come soon enough. The records room was dark and cold. Jaiho, Yanwu, and Tae-Rin stood at the entrance, looking at rows and rows of glowing data crystals. Each crystal held hundreds of years of history. "Where do we start?" Yanwu asked, their crystal body reflecting the soft light of the archives. Jaiho walked to a search terminal and typed in "human battle, galactic war." The computer hummed for a moment, then showed them the location of 3 data crystals. "Look at this." Tae-Rin's gaseous form moved closer to the screen. All 3 crystals are marked as restricted access. Jaiho pulled out their student card that Professor Haynewell had given them. With shaking hands, they placed it on the scanner. The red light turned green. They now had permission to view the restricted files. The first crystal showed them something unexpected. It was a video recording of a human ship. It looked simple compared to other ships, but something about it seemed different. Special. "That's the lead ship," Yanwu said, reading the information. "It belonged to Commander Park Sung-min of Earth." The video showed the human ship facing 3 massive enemy fleets. The enemy ships were bigger, stronger, and more advanced. By all normal rules of war, the humans should have lost quickly. But they didn't. Instead, Commander Park did something strange. The human ship started broadcasting signals to all enemy vessels. The records didn't show what these signals contained, but the results were clear in the video. The enemy ships began to act strangely. Some stopped moving. Others started flying in wrong directions. Many simply turned around and left the battle. "This doesn't make sense," Jai-Ho said, their silver skin dimming with confusion. "How did one human ship defeat so many enemies without firing a single shot?" Tai Rin swirled thoughtfully. "There's more. Look at this note in the records." The note was written by an admiral who watched the battle. It said, "The humans didn't use weapons. They used something worse. They showed us something we were not ready to see." Yan Wu chimed softly. But what did they show? What could be so powerful that it made entire fleets retreat? As they searched deeper, they found another interesting file. It was about Commander Park. The file said he was known for using unconventional methods and psychological tactics. "What does psychological mean?" Jai-Ho asked. "It means using the mind as a weapon," Tai Rin explained. "But how did humans do that?" Suddenly, Yan Wu made an excited sound. "Look, there's a sealed file here. It's marked Top Secret, Battle of Tears." Jai-Ho looked at their student card. "Should we try to open it?" They all knew this might be more than just a school project now. They were finding secrets that had been hidden for 200 years. "We have to know," Tai Rin said. "We have to understand why humans were really banned." Jai-Ho nodded and placed their card on the scanner again. The file began to open, and what they saw next would change everything they thought they knew about humans and about war itself. The sealed file opened slowly on the screen. Jai-Ho, Yan Wu, and Tai Rin watched as classified documents appeared before them. What they saw made them freeze in place. "This can't be right," Jai-Ho whispered, their silver skin turning pale. The humans weren't banned because they were weak. They were banned because they were too strong. The screen showed reports from different alien commanders. Each report told the same story. Their soldiers couldn't fight after seeing what the humans showed them. Many soldiers needed special mental care after the battle. "Look at this." Tai Rin's gaseous form moved closer to the screen. Commander Park didn't use normal battle videos. He showed the enemy something called war movies from Earth. Yan Wu's crystal body dimmed. What's so special about human war movies? They found their answer in a report from a medical officer. It said, "Human entertainment about war shows something we have never seen before. They show soldiers giving up their lives to save friends. They show people fighting not for glory or duty, but for love. Our soldiers were not prepared for this kind of warfare." Jai-Ho read more files. They learned that humans fought wars differently from all other species. While other races fought with logic and rules, humans fought with emotions and sacrifice. "There's a video file here," Tai Rin said. "Should we watch it?" They all agreed. The video started playing. It showed scenes from human wars, but not the fighting parts. Instead, it showed soldiers saying goodbye to their families. It showed people risking their lives to save others. It showed the tears, the hugs, the love, and the loss. Even though they were just watching a recording, all three students felt strange feelings in their hearts. Yan Wu started making soft, sad chiming sounds. Tai Rin's gas form turned a deep blue color of sadness. Jai-Ho felt something wet on their face. They were crying, just like the humans in the video. "Now I understand," Jai-Ho said, wiping their eyes. "The humans didn't win that battle with weapons. They won it by showing the enemy what war really meant to humans. The other species couldn't handle it," Yan Wu added. They had never seen war mixed with so much emotion. Tai Rin swirled thoughtfully. The council didn't ban humans because they were dangerous fighters. They banned them because they made other species feel things they weren't ready to feel. As they sat there, still emotional from what they had seen, Jai-Ho realized they had found an important truth. Humans weren't banned from war because they were too weak or too strong. They were banned because they showed the galaxy that war wasn't just about winning or losing. It was about hearts, souls, and sacrifices that other species couldn't understand. "We need to dig deeper," Jaiho said. "We need to find out exactly what happened in the Battle of Tears." Their discovery was just the beginning. The real story of why humans were banned was even more incredible than they imagined. Jaiho, Yunwoo, and Tae-rin found the complete records of the Battle of Tears in a hidden folder. The battle had happened exactly 200 years ago, and now they could finally see what really happened. Commander Park's single human ship faced 3 large enemy fleets. The enemy commanders thought it would be an easy victory. They were wrong. The humans didn't fire their weapons at first, Jaiho read from the screen. Instead, they sent a message to every ship in the enemy fleet. The message said, "Before you fight us, watch this." What happened next changed galactic warfare forever. Commander Park started broadcasting scenes from Earth. He showed soldiers running into danger to save their friends. He showed families waiting for their loved ones to return from war. He showed medical teams trying to save wounded enemies. The enemy soldiers had never seen anything like this, Tae-rin said, their gas form turning a pale shade of blue. Their battle reports say they couldn't understand why humans would risk their lives for others. Yunwoo made a quiet chiming sound as they read more. It says here that the First Fleet surrendered after watching a video of a human soldier jumping on an explosive to save his team. The records showed that the Second Fleet tried to keep fighting. But then Commander Park showed them something even more powerful, scenes of human children waiting for their parents to return from war. The alien soldiers, who had never thought about the families of their enemies, began to cry. Many of them refused to fight. The Third Fleet's commander ordered his ships to turn off all screens. Jaiho continued reading. But it was too late. His soldiers had already seen too much. They had learned what humans called empathy. The battle ended without a single shot being fired. The human ship had defeated 3 fleets just by showing them the truth about war. The enemy soldiers were crying so much that people started calling it the Battle of Tears. "There's a note here from the Galactic Council," Yunwoo said. "It says, the humans have shown us that our way of war is empty. They fight with their hearts, not just their weapons. This makes them too dangerous to allow in galactic warfare." Jaiho looked at their friends. All of them had been affected by just reading about the battle. Yunwoo's crystal body was cloudy with emotion. Tae-rin's gas form kept changing colors. Jaiho's own silver skin was covered in tears. "The council didn't ban humans because they were cruel," Jaiho said softly. "They banned them because humans showed the galaxy something it wasn't ready to see. That war had a heart." As they sat in the quiet records room, they knew they had to learn more. What happened after the Battle of Tears? What did the council fear would happen if humans kept fighting in space? The answers would be even more surprising than what they had already learned. The 3 students spent many hours studying the records from after the Battle of Tears. They found reports from the Galactic Council's special research team. These reports explained why humans were different from all other species in the galaxy. Other species fight wars with rules and plans, Jaiho read from the screen. But humans fight with something called cultural weapons. Tae-rin moved closer. "What's a cultural weapon?" "It means humans use their stories, their feelings, and their beliefs as weapons," Jaiho explained. The research team found that humans could make strong emotional connections with almost anyone, even their enemies. Yunwoo's crystal form sparkled with interest as they found more information. The reports showed that humans had a special ability. They could make others feel deep emotions just by sharing their stories and experiences. "Look at this test they did," Yunwoo said. They showed a simple human story to soldiers from 10 different species. Every single one of them felt strong emotions. Some even wanted to change sides after watching it. The research team had discovered something important. While other species evolved to be logical and practical in war, humans had evolved to be emotional and connected. This made human warfare completely different from what the galaxy was used to. "Here's another interesting part," Tae-rin said, their gas form swirling excitedly. "The council found that humans don't just fight for their own planet or people. They fight for anyone they care about, even aliens they've just met. Jai-Ho read more reports about how humans formed bonds. Other species took years or even decades to build trust. But humans could become close friends in days or even hours. They would then fight just as hard for these new friends as they would for their own family. The council was scared, Jai-Ho said, not because humans were strong, but because they could teach other species to feel the same way they did. They found a warning from a high-ranking council member. It said, "If we let humans fight in our wars, they won't just change how we fight. They will change who we are. Their ability to form bonds and share emotions is too powerful. It could destroy our entire way of life." Yunwu chimed softly. So the humans weren't banned to protect the galaxy from their weapons. No, Tae-Rin finished. They were banned to protect the galaxy from their hearts. The three students looked at each other. They now understood that humans had something more powerful than any weapon. The ability to make others care, to make others feel, to make others love. But there was still one more secret to uncover. They needed to find out what the council feared most about humans. What was the real reason they worked so hard to keep humans away from galactic wars? Deep in the records room, Jai-Ho found something unusual. It was a private message from the head of the Galactic Council, written right after they decided to ban humans from war. The message was marked Most Secret and was sealed with special codes. Using their special permission from Professor Hae-Newell, the three students opened the file. What they read made them understand everything. "The humans must never join our wars," the message began. "Not because they are dangerous, but because they will change warfare forever. They will make it impossible for us to fight the way we always have." Yanwu's crystal form dimmed as they read more. The council head wrote about watching human war stories for a full day. By the end, this powerful alien leader had cried 7 times. No one had ever seen the council head show such strong feelings before. The council wasn't just worried about humans fighting in wars. Tae-Rin said, their gas form turning a deep purple with understanding. They were afraid that other species would learn to fight like humans. Jai-Ho nodded. The council realized that if humans joined galactic wars, they would teach other species about emotions, about caring, about fighting for love instead of duty. They found more secret messages. The council members had discovered that human emotions were like a powerful virus. When humans shared their feelings, other species started to feel the same way. It didn't matter if those species had never felt emotions before. "Here's something important," Yanwu said. The council tested what happened when soldiers watched human stories. After just 1 week, the soldiers started to care about their enemies. They didn't want to fight anymore. The council's biggest fear was that humans would destroy the very idea of galactic warfare. In the past, species fought because the council told them to fight. They followed orders without questioning, but humans asked why. They made others ask why too. The council knew that if humans joined the wars, other species would start to think like them. Jai-Ho read. They would fight only for things they believed in. They would refuse to hurt people they cared about. The council would lose control. Tae-Rin swirled thoughtfully. So they banned humans to keep control of how wars were fought. Yes, Jai-Ho said. They were afraid that human emotions would spread across the galaxy. That everyone would start to feel things the way humans do. The 3 students sat quietly, thinking about what they had learned. The humans weren't banned because they were weak, or even because they were strong. They were banned because they could teach the galaxy a different way to live. Now they had to decide what to do with this knowledge. Should they tell everyone the truth in their class presentation? Would the galaxy be ready to hear it? The day of the class presentation arrived. The great hall of the Galactic Academy was full of students and teachers. Professor Hae-Newell sat in the front row, watching as Jai-Ho, Yanwu, and Tae-Rin prepared to share what they had learned. For our presentation about why humans are banned from galactic warfare, Jai-Ho began, their silver skin shining with excitement. We want to show you something special. The 3 students had found a simple human video in the records. It showed a soldier coming home to their family after a long time away. They decided this would help everyone understand their discovery. Before we play this video, Yanwu said, their crystal form gleaming. We want you to know that what you're about to see is the real reason humans were banned from war. The lights dimmed. The video started playing on the large screen. It showed a human child waiting at a spaceport. The child didn't know their parent was coming home that day. When the soldier appeared, the child ran to them. They hugged each other and cried with joy. The effect on the class was immediate. Students of every species started showing strong emotions. Some crystal beings like Yanwu began to chime in harmony with the happy cries in the video. Gaseous beings like Tai Rin changed colors rapidly, showing their feelings. Even Professor Hainul, who had seen many things in her long life, had to wipe tears from her eyes. We had to stop the video there, Tai Rin explained, their form glowing softly. Because we found that most beings can't watch more than 1 minute of human emotional content without being deeply affected. Jaiho stepped forward. The Galactic Council didn't ban humans because they were dangerous fighters. They'd banned them because humans fight with their hearts, not just their weapons. When humans join a war, Yanwu added, they bring their emotions, their love, and their ability to care about others. The Council feared this would change how everyone in the galaxy thought about war. The whole room was quiet. Many students were still trying to control their feelings after watching the short video. Humans weren't banned because they were weak, Jaiho concluded. They were banned because they were too good at making others feel what they feel, at making others care the way they care, at teaching others to love the way they love. Professor Hainul stood up and smiled. Thank you, she said softly. I think we all understand now why the Council made their decision. Humans didn't just change how we fight wars. They changed how we feel about fighting them. As the students left the Great Hall that day, many of them were different. They had learned that the most powerful force in the galaxy wasn't weapons or technology. It was the human ability to make others feel, to care, and to love. And perhaps they thought, that was exactly what the galaxy needed.